Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Cardinals TV is powered by MLB. We welcome you to the Twin Cities and Minneapolis. It's Target Field as the Cardinals and Minnesota Twins kick off a 3-game series on a beautiful night for big league ball. Hi again, everybody. Chip Carey, Mark Sweeney, Danny Wexelman coming along in just a moment. What a start to the road trip. The Cardinals powered up, Mark, and took 2 out of 3 against the Mets.
Yeah, they look good in New York. Obviously, their offense supported their pitching staff, and I think that is really important moving forward. Now they've taken care of business in the first game of the series. Hopefully that trend continues.
There's nobody hotter on this Cardinals team offensively right now than Alec Burleson, who set a Cardinals record yesterday.
Silver Slugger Award, and he is showing his worth. He's even increasing the ability to go the other way. 3 straight games with a home run. The home run power is there, and they come in bunches. But I think it's really important for him in his 11th-game stretch that he can handle both sides of the plate. They're trying to tie him up, and that didn't work very well in New York.
Baseball, as you know, Mark, is a game of small sample sizes, but let's take a look at the big picture. The last 162 games for Alec Burleson. Yeah, that's Silver Slugger worthy.
Eye-popping numbers. What really resonates with me is 313 average with runners in scoring position. That's the pandemic and the problem in baseball. It's not for Alec Burleson. He understands how to hit, and he can hit very well.
Well, let's switch to the pitching side of things. Tonight it's Kyle Leahy's turn to pitch. 4 innings last time out at home. He's looking for more of that against a Minnesota club that's injury-riddled and not swinging the bats real well.
Yeah, I think for Kyle Leahy, he only 4 innings, his shortest outing last time out against the Reds. He has to have a much improved curveball. What he has to do is land it early in counts, get some swing and miss, but more importantly, weak contact. Utilize that defense behind him. I think curveball tonight is going to be a priority for him to have.
Well, Minnesota coming off an 11-0 thumping in their last ball game. We'll take a look at Derek Shelton's crew. They're 8 under 500, but they're still on the cusp of a playoff spot. We'll meet the Twins as we get you set for baseball at Target Field tonight.
Taking care of our own.
Chamber of Commerce weather in Minneapolis for the Cardinals and the Twins. We join you from Target Field, Mark, where clubs heading in different directions will collide. The Twins 6.5 games back, but only 4 out in the wild card. Meanwhile, the Cardinals only 4 out of first in the Central.
Yeah, you see the National League Central. I think that's the competitive division that's really been a surprise, but the Cardinals are right there. Also, you start looking at the White Sox. They're another surprise team in the American League Central.
What's up with Minnesota, Mark? They're 8 games under 500.
The pitching has struggled, as you see, the ERAs and the starters and relievers, but what is most damning is the errors. 42 errors. They are moving pieces around. They're not catching the ball consistently, and it's added to those numbers.
And as luck would have it, the Cardinals are going to face the Twins' ace, Joe Ryan. He's here for now, but might be a very, very valuable trade piece.
All-star for the first time last year. He grabs a lot of attention because he knows how to navigate 10 strikeouts per 9 innings, and he does it a different way. He throws his fastball at the top of the strike zone, but also he can spin the ball with the best of them.
The Twins do have an offensive superstar. It's Byron Buxton. When he's healthy, he's one of the game's best.
And that's the key, keeping him healthy. The last 2 seasons, he has done that, and he's putting up those huge numbers. 55 home runs. He does it really well offensively and defensively in center field. He's very aggressive. They got to keep him on the field.
Well, the Twins have lost 11 of their last 15 games. The Cardinals are flying high, playing great baseball. They won a series in New York. They'd love to do the same in Minneapolis. It's Kyle Leahy and Joe Ryan. First pitch from the Twin Cities is coming up after our final break.
Than Kevin Hart.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you by Central Bank, the hometown bank of the Cardinals. Visit CardinalsChecking.com, and by your quality Ford dealers. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 48 years. It's our second stop on the road trip. Cardinals took 2 out of 3 from the Mets. They'd like similar results in Minneapolis. And as we join Danny Wexman, Danny, it's been a very busy week for the Cardinals on the transaction wires.
Yeah, Chip, you're right. Roster moves today, including Nolan Gorman being optioned down to AAA, along with Hunter Dobbins. The corresponding moves is Blaze Jordan coming up for his big league debut, and Chris Roycroft coming back here for the Cardinals. For Blaze Jordan, it's a chance to show off the bat. It's been hot down in Memphis. He'll get a chance to play third base, and he's batting 8th. For Nolan Gorman, guys, it's a reset for him. A couple of days to catch his breath. He's not going to be in game action for the first few days. They're going to get him back sooner than later, but just a chance to reset for him. But really quick on Blaze Jordan. He was reclassing when he was in high school, guys. He drafted at 17 years young by the Boston Red Sox, 6 years in the minors. He called his parents yesterday. He said he teared up giving him a call. They drove from Mississippi at 4 a.m. this morning to be here tonight for his big league debut, Chip.
That's amazing. And Blaze Jordan, look, he earned a promotion. Mark, he was doing everything he could offensively to get a long look. Look at those numbers. Look at those videos of what the Cardinals infielder did at Memphis.
Yeah, he's got power to both sides, and he's earned his opportunity. He backspins a baseball, and you can see the power numbers. But they still have to answer questions on this roster, and they're giving guys opportunities. And Blaze Jordan has, quite frankly, earned that opportunity. Can't wait for it, and we're going to see what he does tonight.
There are some questions about the best defensive position for Blaze Jordan. What did Ollie say about his work at third base, and how does he plan to use him here in St. Louis?
Well, he's going to give him a lot of opportunities. Just try to catch the ball, and that's really what he wants him to do. Do what you have to do and get the outs, make the outs that you're supposed to. Don't do anything else. He's Nolan. He's not Nolan Arenado, and we understand that. It's a high bar, but he's going to go out there and get an opportunity in the big leagues.
Well, the Cardinals took advantage of their opportunities against the Mets, taking 2 out of 3 in Gotham. The Menard starting lineup: Weatherholt, Herrera, and a red-hot Alec Burleson. Jordan Walker put on a show against the Mets. Lars Nootbaar hit a tape measure homer yesterday as well. Jimmy Crooks, then Blaze Jordan, his big league debut, hitting 8th, and Nathan Church will bat 9th. The Cardinals offense, Mark, has been red hot. That'll be tested. The Twins' best is the man on the mound tonight. That's Joe Ryan.
Yeah, and he is very good. 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. This is a guy that has a huge arsenal. Love his four-seamer because he pitches at the top of the strike zone, setting up a lot of spin. Also gets a split finger fastball, and this is a guy that expects to go out and pitch deep in the ball game.
Less than 2 earned runs in 4 of his last 5 games, 39 strikeouts in his last 31 innings. So you know what he wants to do. He wants to punch your ticket, and he may need to, because one glaring problem for the Twins this year, one of a couple, their defense has really been offensive here in the first 2 months.
Yeah, and Byron Buxton is probably their best defender in center field, and he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be trolling the outfield. Hopefully he has to have a lot of opportunities with this Cardinal offense, and they've been very good of late.
26 errors on their infield alone for Derek Shelton. 7th season as manager. Remember, he was a bench coach here under Paul Molitor, and after his stint with the Pirates, the Twins signed him after they relieved Rocco Baldelli of his duties. And Shelton's got his hands full. They're injured. They're not playing altogether well. They've lost, as we told you earlier, 11 of their last 15 games. And we'll see what the Cardinals have in store for Minnesota tonight on an absolutely lovely night for baseball. 2 day games to follow tonight. It's Ryan for Minnesota, Kyle Leahy for Oliver Marmol and the Cardinals. Ollie, as you saw, 38 wins away from 400 as the St. Louis skipper. J.J. Weatherholt stands in the box. He's ready to go. A .248 average, 9 homers and 27 runs batted in. Twins in their City Connect uniforms as we get underway, and the first one is popped up behind third. Lead, long run, foul ground, still going. He can't haul it in. Great effort, and Weatherholt gets a swing on the house. It's strike 1 for the Cardinals second baseman.
Well, for the Cardinals, they have to hone in on one side of the plate. How you get a guy that pitches to all quadrants is you have to pick your spot, and you have to commit to that until you get 2 strikes.
JJ's done great work out of the leadoff spot. 31 walks, 43 runs scored. And he's done a lot of damage in interleague play this year. We'd like that to continue. As Ryan pumps in a strike quickly, 0-2. Joe's 30 years old, originally drafted by Tampa Bay, was traded to the Twins for Nelson Cruz and Calvin Fauché. A couple of years ago, this man made the All-Star team. Last year, a 13-game winner. And if the Twins can't pull closer in what's been an abysmal American League playoff race, he would be a very attractive trade candidate for a contending club.
Yeah, and you mentioned his All-Star nod last year. Also pitched in the World Baseball Classic this year. A lot of respect around the league for Joe Ryan.
And a swing and a miss. JJ didn't get the splitter, and Ryan has his first strikeout. One up and one man down for Ivan Herrera.
Well, most of Joe Ryan is north-south. He sets this splitter up with the fastball up in the strike zone. Just changes eye levels consistently.
Ivan at 262. He's hit 7 homers. He's knocked in 28. He was an on-base machine against the Mets. Hit by pitches a lot, walked a lot. More importantly, Mark, scored a lot.
Yeah, and he got on base, which is really important for him. It seems like the offense is based around that, setting the table for the guys in the middle.
That one up and away, and Herrera has a 2-ball count. Cozy ballpark here, 339 down the left field line, 377 to left, 411 in center field where Buxton patrols. It's 403 by the high message board in right center. And you've got the overhang in right field with the tall wall. This is a great ballpark. They shoehorned it in, if you will, right in the middle of downtown, and it is a beautiful place.
This is my first look at it, and it is outstanding. Obviously shows well on TV, but when you get here, just has a nice comfort level to it.
That's popped back toward us and headed for the press box, and just out of reach. You're in range, Mark. Be ready. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I am ready. I don't know if I'm going to catch it, but I'm ready.
Minneapolis and St. Paul, the Twin Cities. Of course, the Twins originally were the Washington Senators, one of 2 Washington Senators teams, the other one the Texas Rangers. Minnesota came here in the early 60s. And this is their 3rd all-time ballpark here. The pitch. Of course, they played at Old Metropolitan Stadium out by the airport. Then the Metrodome. And there you go, the retired W for Washington. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Ivan Herrera. An inside-out swing. He'll stay alive.
Well, 3-2. He'll throw the kitchen sink to you. You understand he has a feel for all of his pitches. That's what makes him dangerous. He's had a couple mistakes in this plate appearance.
Lined into right. Clemens is there, and he's got it. Herrera puts up a fight, but lines out. And 2 men are down. And that's an interesting thing, too, about Ryan. When he gets to 2 strikes, he knows how to finish you off. Opponent's hitting just 146 this year with 2 strikes. That's way below league average, Ollie told us today.
Yeah, Chip, the league average right around 167 with 2 strikes. But with Joe Ryan, you can't guess with him. You just have to stay on that fastball and be able to adjust.
So here's your hottest hitter for the Cardinals, Burleson, an 11-game hitting streak. Touched on this in the open. He made history. He's the first Cardinal to hit 3 homers in 3 games against the Mets in New York. 1 in each of the 3 we played.
What was impressive is that first one. He sat on the curveball and took it the opposite way. Talked about in our pregame show with Alec Burleson, and understanding his IQ as a hitter is growing. That's a reason why he takes chances at the right time. He struggled with the ball away, so he's got his toes right on that white line.
And he and the rest of the Cardinals were putting on a show in batting practice. Burleson was hitting balls into the upper deck, which protects a parking garage here at Target Field, and he was hitting them to the upper rows. A couple of those tonight would be welcome. As Ryan ready with his 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. Swing and a high fly to right. Burleson's homered in 4 straight. How far's that one going? Halfway up the upper deck. It's 1-0 St. Louis.
Well, we always say they come in bunches, Chip, and home runs do for Alec Burleson. Knowing what he has to do and capitalizing on mistakes. Watch the location of this pitch. Middle, and it's elevated. He has been doing serious damage. That just looks like a BP swing to me. Outstanding.
Homers in 4 straight games for the Cardinal first baseman. Ryan knew he made a mistake. It's a solo shot, and now he faces Jordan Walker, who's riding an 8-game hitting streak for the Cardinals.
And this duo is really putting on a show.
The Cardinals this month 6-3 in June with an 809 OPS. Offensively, this is as good as they've been at any time this year. And Walker's had a huge hand in that. He is the leader in the Triple Crown categories for the Cardinals this year and a .302 average. Ryan deep side, and his 0-2 is on the ground to the left side. Gray's got it, loads up, long throw, close play, but they got him, and that will retire the side. Ryan made a mistake. Alec Burleson didn't miss it, and he's given that man Kyle Leahy a 1-0 lead as the Twins come up for the first time in Game 1.
Dealer today.
Alec Burleson has 2 career hits against Joe Ryan. They're both home runs, and St. Louis has given Kyle Leahy a 1-0 lead. Marquis looks for his 6th win tonight and looks to improve on a no decision against Cincinnati.
Yeah, making his 13th start, and he likes to make adjustments. How he does that with his pitch arsenal, I think the curveball comes into play tonight just a little bit more.
Challenge for Leahy is this Minnesota club as they have struggled offensively. Lately they haven't been striking out. Can Kyle generate swing and miss in Game 1? Trevor Larnach is the first batter he'll face, and that missed to even the count.
Well, I'd like to see him get that weak contact too. I mean, pitching into different quadrants, throwing any pitch at any time. That's when Kyle Leahy is at his best.
Taken low, 2 balls and a strike. Leahy gave up 5 hits in that last outing against the Reds. All of them, Mark, came with 2 strikes.
Yeah, and that's being able to finish him off can be challenging for some pitchers.
That's lifted toward left. Long run Nootbaar, and Blaze Jordan no play. And Leahy now an even count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think for Kyle as well is he understood that last outing wasn't his best, but he sticks into the game plan and really has the internal fortitude to be able to get past that.
There's some swing and miss. Leahy with that big breaking ball. You suggested that would be key tonight. He's off to a good start with it.
Yeah, I think that's what you really have to do, getting to those 2 strikes as you mentioned last time, Chip, but finishing them off. Really good 12-6 curveball here to get the swing and miss.
So that in mind, what is your Toyota key this evening?
Well, for Kyle, get away from that big inning. If you can avoid that, you can pitch deeper in the ball game.
Buxton drives one to center. Church long run, and it's gone. Byron Buxton, another solo home run, and Minnesota has tied the game. '21st homer, 14 of them solos. 1-1 your score.
Chip, sometimes you have to tip the cap. Watch where the location of this slider is. He goes out and gets it. 425 feet. That's his 21st on the year. Byron Buxton's one of those guys you identify. He cannot beat you.
That's his 4th homer in his last 6 games. So we start anew. Crazy start to Game 1 tonight. It was a crazy start to Game 3 in New York yesterday. This is Cody Clemens, the 3rd place hitter for Minnesota. Clemens has played all over the diamond, 5 different positions, 9 homers, 21 driven in for him. Rogers' son having a nice year with 9 bombs. And he hits with the bases empty, 2 strikes and 1 out.
Well, as you mentioned, it's Cody Clemens spelled with a K. I wonder why.
Can't imagine why. One, 2.
Every time I think of Roger Clemens, I think of that strikeout game against Seattle. What an unbelievable performance.
Leahy's 2-2 is lifted toward left, and Nootbaar retreats a step for 3, and there's your second out. And Josh Bell, the cleanup hitter for Minnesota. Menards presents the Twins starting lineup as well. We've seen those 3 bat here in the first inning. Bell, Royce Lewis, Victor Caratini 6th, Brooks Lee 7th, Tristan Gray 8th, and Luke Keeshall will bat 9th. Minnesota smarting after an 11-0 loss to the Tigers in their last game, and 4-11 in their last 15, but still, Mark, unbelievably, they're only 4 games out of a playoff spot.
Yeah, we constantly talk about how the American League has been the lesser of the 2 leagues, and opportunity still exists for a lot of teams that are below 500. It'll affect the trade deadline that you're going to start hearing and talking about more.
Bell with 7 homers, a .229 average for him. He's the designated hitter. He picked up his 200th home run a couple of days ago as a big leaguer. Twins didn't do a whole lot in the offseason, but they added Josh Bell, who can switch hit. And he's up there with a 2-strike count. Did he go? Yes, he did. Leahy has his second strikeout. Byron Buxton hit a homer. Alec Burleson hit a home run. And to the second we go, where Nootbaar win and Jimmy Crooks look to put the Cardinals in front for a second time.
See Bank for details.
That head is suitable for any occasion, especially a big league ball game in Minneapolis. A lot of Cardinals fans are here at Target Field for the big series with Minnesota. Lars Nootbaar leads off the second. We're tied, and he jumps all over that and smokes one into right field. Big turnaround first. Clemens got to it quickly, and Nootbaar's good work continues on the road trip. He's aboard for Mason Wynn as we check in with Danny.
Yeah, guys, had a chance to catch up with Brant Brown earlier today about the offensive approach against Joe Ryan. He goes, it's National Fastball Day. We call it the banana ball because of the ride, he said. So we have to be ready for it right out of the gate, he said. But here's the thing. I don't want our righties worried about the sweeper. He said it's their slowest pitch. It's going to be around the plate, but I don't want them worried about it or scaring them off the fastball. And then he said for the lefties, that's also the case for them. The changeup is going to be the pitch they're looking for. He said it's not his best pitch, but it's going to be a little bit slower going underneath the heater. So just a couple of keys from Brant Brown. It's been fun catching up with him and hearing about the approach against the pitchers, guys.
Mason Wynn took a strike, takes that one high. It's an even count.
Yeah, and what he means about not worrying about the sweeper for right-handers, don't fall into the trap where he throws it for a strike and then you're sitting on it. Don't get off the fastball, because when you're there, you're able to adjust to some of his mistakes off speed.
There's a line drive to center. Back-to-back hits for the Cardinals. Nootbaar to right, Mason to center. The Redbirds have 3 hits already in the game.
Well, executing your game plan is very important. Mason Wynn does just that. He sits on that heater. 92-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's a mistake. Shoots it right up the middle. Great plate appearance for Mason Wynn.
Jimmy Crooks is next. First ever trip to New York for Crooks. He enjoyed every minute of the Big Apple. This is also his first trip to Minneapolis. Let's see how he does tonight with that short porch in right looming. Ryan's an extreme fly ball pitcher. Let's see if he can elevate one. Way high. Caratini stabbed at that. 1 ball, no strikes. Crooks, then Blaze Jordan, making his major league debut for St. Louis. Cardinals got a Burleson homer with 2 outs in the first inning.
And one of the things to worry about too, Chip, is behind the hitters. Pass balls, if that cement back there, it'll ricochet right back. So you got to be careful on the bases.
Nootbaar, a good lead out at second. Pitch is cut on a missed foul. Yeah, it's a unique look at Target Field. Casota limestone.
Yeah, it's pretty short back there too, so that's another factor when you're running the bases. Just don't think it's an easy 90 feet. Got to be careful of that.
And that could cause some problems in the daytime for infielders. We'll explain after the 1-2 pitch to Crooks. Chance to advance the runners at the very least here. And in the dirt. Chipper Jones played here early when this ballpark opened, and he said he lost a ground ball hit by a left-handed batter at third base because the color of the baseball blends in with that limestone if it's hit in just the right spot.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable feeling too when they're rocketed 114, 115 miles an hour off the bat.
2-2. Lined into center. Buxton, though, a good jump. So Crooks hit it hard. Runners can't advance. And the stage is yours. Blaze Jordan, the first time he steps into a big league batter's box here in Minneapolis. Cardinal fans give Blaze a nice round of applause as he got the call up from Memphis today. He was 9th in the league in hitting at AAA at the time of his summons to the show. And in for a strike. .313 the average, 11 homers, 35 driven in, 19 doubles. Cardinals got him from the Red Sox in the Steven Matz deal. That's up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. What is going through his head right now?
Well, he's trying to get the feeling in his legs back because that is really the issue. It's not your normal at bat.
Already 30 pitches for Ryan. And a good take there. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that's really just trying to slow your heartbeat down. Make fun of the feeling in your legs, but all you remember is, did you swing at the first pitch or did you not? And then what was the result?
That's outside. Impressive take there. 3 balls and a strike. Jordan's the second Cardinal to make his big league debut against the Twins. Chris Richard did it and hit a home run for St. Louis. Wind is blowing out. You got a fly ball pitcher. Jordan had a lot of success hitting long balls at Memphis. Maybe the stars align here in the second. He's got a hitter's count. He took his rip, didn't get it. Full count. Might have swung at ball 4. So get a good one to hit, kid. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And serve that off to the right and into the seats. Nootbaar and Wynn began the inning with back-to-back singles. Crooks hit one on the screws, but lined out to Buxton in center. Up the middle, a base hit. Here comes Nootbaar. Buxton gathers cleanly. There'll be no play. Welcome to the major leagues, Blaze Jordan. An RBI single in his first at bat, and the Cardinals take the lead.
Well, welcome to the big leagues, Blaze Jordan. What an outstanding plate appearance. Got to 3-2, got the fastball, and he hammered it to center field. Had some knuckling action on it too. Checked a couple boxes, gets the hit and also the RBI.
What is it about these Cardinals in their debut games doing something special? In recent weeks, Brian Torres did that against the Cincinnati Reds. And now the Cardinals have taken a 2-1 lead in the second inning. Blaze Jordan, with his first major league hit and RBI, has given the Cardinals a second inning lead.
And he just took his first breath of the day.
Bet his family too. As Danny said, they made the 12-14 hour drive from the deep south to get to Minneapolis to see their kid do his thing.
Yeah, there's nothing better than those stories that you'll never ever forget.
So brief visit on the mound with Pete Mackey, the pitching coach. Now Nathan Church hits. 2 on, 1 out. Church 5 homers, 18 driven in. He's batting .253. Skies are darkening over the ballpark. I hate to report. There's a chance of rain here in the next 10-15 minutes. Hopefully it won't slow the game down. Stretch and pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. When the Cardinals are at their best, they are doing that to opposing starting pitchers. Look at that pitch count. Ryan has had to work for every strike here with the first 9 batters.
Yeah, and there's a couple ways you can do that. Foul balls will rack up that pitch count. He's made some mistakes, which is interesting, but also game planning. Sticking to your game plan.
One-two is served out of play. Look, we don't know how the game's going to turn out, but if past his prologue, the big issue for the Twins has been an awfully leaky bullpen. You want to get their starters out as fast as you can and get into those leaky bullpen arms.
Well, Chip, you look at the success that the Cardinals had, even first games of series. It's important to get in that bullpen, but also early. Have them make transactions, have them pitch to a smaller bullpen. That's how you win series, and that's what the Cardinals have been doing.
Another deep count, this time from the Cardinals center fielder. 2 on, 1 out. And Church chased the splitter, didn't get it. And Ryan has his second strikeout. 2 outs in the inning. Weatherholt, the first punch out victim on that exact pitch. Let's see if he went to school. During this run of hot play, the Cardinals top to bottom offensively have been really good. They've been excellent with 2 outs and with 2 strikes. Let's see what Weatherholt can do here. A run on 3 singles in the inning. Lined over second. That's down for a hit. Win around third. Clemens' throw is cut off. And the throw is going to go to third. And they're going to tag out Blaze Jordan. And that will retire the side. And they're going to call interference here. So the Cardinals get a break. They get an RBI hit, and the Twins make another defensive blunder, interference, to keep the inning alive. And Derek Shelton's out to ask what's up with that.
I watched Blaze Jordan going around second, and Tristan Gray just gets in his way. They make contact, and immediately they call that. Really can't argue the call because he called it immediately.
For the NBA Finals, that would be a moving pick and a violation too, so Gray has no argument. And the infield umpire saw it immediately and called it immediately. And Derek Shelton is obviously frustrated. Again, defensive lapses have cost Minnesota dearly. It could cost them even more so here with a 3-1 Cardinals lead and Herrera coming up with runners at the corners. So a 2-out hit for Weatherholt that gives him 28 RBIs, and it's the 4th hit of this inning. Well, drop the hammer here, Yvonne. That would be nice. He lied out in his first trip to the plate. Herrera's played in every game for the Cardinals. Right now, Ryan doesn't have anything to go to but that splitter, and that's been a 2-strike pitch for him.
Yeah, Vaughn Herrera has taken some really good sweepers. He wants that to start at his body. If it starts on the plate, he is holding off.
So after shaking off Caratini, Ryan calls his own pitch, and that's his bread and butter, that good fastball. 2 balls and a strike. And now Ryan says pitch comm's not working, so that's another natty problem for him. As Ryan, 46 pitches in the first 2 innings, is down 2 runs.
Yeah, he's made some mistakes. The Cardinals have capitalized on that. They've been hunting that fastball.
So Ryan just chucked the pitch count toward the dugout. Now a fresh one is delivered. And he doesn't look like a happy young man right now. It's been a tough start for him tonight. Jordan at third, Weatherholt at first. Room in right center for Herrera to pitch. Way outside, ball 3.
Yeah, he's seen that sweeper slider combination really well. Just looking and hunting for that mistake.
Weatherholt's taken off. Ground ball hit towards second. Jim Powell, the umpire, gets out of the way. The flip to first is a little lob, and that will retire the side. Biggest hit of the inning is the first major league hit, an RBI for that young man. Welcome to the show, Blaze Jordan. Cardinals score 2 in the second and reclaim the lead in game 1.
Your Mid-America Chevy dealers.
Well, he's smiling and he's breathing after his first big league hit.
Yeah, you could see him heavy breathing when going out there and taking grounders. What a great moment, and he now can settle in and be a St. Louis Cardinal. Outstanding first at bat.
Royce Lewis leads off the second. Kyle Leahy has his second lead of the game. It's a 3-1 score as light rain begins to fall. The grounds crew came out and was talking with Dan Iasonia, the home plate umpire. There's a cell that's moving our way. Hopefully it'll break up and not cause a stoppage. As Lewis takes strike, former 1 overall pick in the draft. In fact, Lewis drafted 1st overall by the Twins on this date in 2017.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for him this year.
That one hit high in the air toward left center. Church on the run has room and grabs it just shy of the wall. So Lewis, who was called back from the minor leagues on June the 6th, hits a deep drive, but he's retired for out number 1. And Caratini is next. Big loss for Minnesota. Their starting catcher Ryan Jeffers broke the hamate bone. You lose your leader behind the plate, you lose a big bat. That's a tough thing for any team to overcome.
Yeah, Chippy was having an all-star caliber year, and when you're going through some struggles, yes, you have to deal with adversity, but that's hard to get one of your best offensive players very solid behind the plate as well.
So Caratini gets the start tonight. He's hit safely in 9 of 10 games, but .213 overall for Minnesota.
Well, this gives a little breathing room for Kyle Leahy and throwing any pitch at any time, but the rain is dropping. Also understand how the importance of him executing his pitches, just going on the aggressive here.
Little pop down the right field line. Long run for Walker. He won't get there. It's foul. And Caratini. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Told you the Twins were having defensive problems. Even their fans are having trouble making clean catches.
It's contagious.
But Jordan Walker took mercy on him and gave him the souvenir. A ball and 2 strikes. And Leahy heats him up. That's his 3rd strikeout. That's an encouraging sign. 2 up and 2 men down. Make your favorite players all-stars. How about that guy? Vote early and often for Alec Burleson by scanning that QR code to cast your 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star ballot. You can do that daily or visit MLB.com/vote. Those 2 guys could be all-stars. Oliver Marmol, the St. Louis skipper, will be. Dave Roberts asked him to join his National League staff in Philadelphia.
What an honor for Ollie. It's an outstanding job, and hopefully there's multiple Cardinals in the Summer Classic.
Brooks Lee pops one up toward left. Nootbaar slowing, and he'll haul that in. Just 24 pitches for Kyle Leahy. He set down 5 in a row after surrendering a first-inning homer.
Barb School of Nursing.
Well, Chip, Burley is on a heater, and we'll look at our StatCast powered by Google Cloud and how far that was. 419 feet. Talked about his batting practice, and he replicated that in the game, hunting the fastball. Burley is on fire.
Homers in 4 consecutive games for the St. Louis first baseman. As we said, 2 career hits against Joe Ryan. Both have left the ballpark. So it's 3-1 Cardinals. They've out-hit the Twins 5-1. Burleson, Walker, and Nootbaar are coming up. Ooh, got away with a hanger there. And Burleson's eyes lit up, but he could do nothing more than foul it away. It's 0-2.
Well, tonight against left-handers, he is doubled up with that split finger during at-bats, especially to lefties. There's another one, the second one of the at-bat, just trying to slow Alec Burleson down.
Ryan's thrown a lot of pitches. And number 52 just missed. A ball and 2 strikes. Burleson now a 12-game hitting streak, looking for his 23rd multi-hit game tonight. It's not to be here. The splitter erases him. That's 3 strikeouts for Ryan, 1 away.
Yeah, that's been his best pitch against lefties.
Jordan Walker looking to extend a hit streak to 9 games. He's our Bet365 betting odds. Jordan has 15 hits during this 8-game run. And man, your scouting report was right on. The Cardinals are not even flinching at that sweeper slider combination. At least the right-handed batters aren't.
Yeah, and if it gets elevated too, Chip, it flattens out, easier to hit. He's kept them down, but mostly on that glove side, and they've worked off the plate.
Two balls, no strikes. And that's outside. Caratini thought about a challenge. Ryan did too, but it's now 3-0.
Lucky they didn't. That was off the plate.
Automatic take. 3 balls and a strike with the light rain falling.
And Chip, you know what? I think there's going to come a time where Jordan takes hacks at 3-0. I mean, he's gotten some cookies, but he's sticking to his plan.
That one out of play off to the right. And now a full count. Sky's getting darker by the second off to our left. But no need to interrupt game one quite yet. 3-1 St. Louis leads it. And Jordan swings at that slider. So that's a rare swing and miss on that pitch for the righties. 2 up, 2 down, both on strikeouts. And Lars Nootbaar is next.
Well, he's hunting that fastball and he gets a good slider. He's thrown that for strikes. Really struggled with a sweeper to land that.
So the dot's up Jordan Walker. Here's Nootbaar. He singled and scored last time up and takes the strike. Cardinals try to go 7-3 in June.
Now back-to-back splitters. He has gone away from his fastball. He's pitching differently and they've taken him out of his rhythm.
Will he throw it again? 0-2. Sure did, but it missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he feels comfortable with that split.
Line towards center, but Buxton is over a step, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan. He needed that. Brandon Allen will join Danny Wexelman. The Cardinals lead 3-1 in the third. Healthcare you deserve. Extraordinary care. An extraordinary start for the Cardinals. We lead the Twins 3-1. Time for our Active Mike presented by the Active Cash Card. Let's join Danny Wexelman.
Yeah, Chip, thanks so much. I have assistant hitting coach Brandon Allen. I want to start with Blaze Jordan. He debuted 23 years old. You debuted at 23 years old. You did. What do you remember about your debut?
Man, I was at home. I debuted in Houston, so I'm from there, and it was very exciting to have my parents and family all there. It was fun.
Yeah. I mean, he looked composed. The guys were talking about those feelings, you know, losing your legs and whatnot. He's able to get an RBI and a base knock. What do you think makes the Cardinals lineup challenging right now for opposing pitchers?
I think, first off, we have a good mix of right, left. You know, we can manipulate our lineup to how we see fit. And I think these guys are very determined to have competitive at-bats and, you know, stick to their approach and know how to fight when they get down in the count.
The first 4 in the Cardinals lineup, the damage is pretty incredible that they're able to do. How do you describe the top of the order?
You know, they're earning good pitches to hit. They're controlling the zone, and you know they're having success and setting the tone for everybody through and through. And the guys that are following them, they're getting better at controlling the zone and not trying to get that big hit. It's like we go one by one, you know.
What impresses you, because the Cardinals have such a young team and the guys are eager to learn. You're teaching at the big league level, so what impresses you about the offense?
They're just so knowledgeable and they're hungry for more. And the good thing about them being young is they want to know what they can do to get better and what they can do to stay in this game a long time. And that's the fun part about it, because they're moldable, and you want to do the best you can and teach them the right things. So it's like, make sure you know your stuff and give it to them.
That's a great answer. Speaking of that, Alec Burleson, what's it like working with him and communicating with him?
Oh, he's grown so much. We all know he was a happy swinger when he came up, and I had him in AAA, and he hit 330, but he was swinging. He's a swinger, but control the zone. You don't have to hit everything just because you can. You don't have to swing at everything just because you can. And it's like taking your shots and knowing what pitches you can do damage on. Yeah.
BA, thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.
Chip.
Danny, thank you much. This hitting coaching crew for the Cardinals works awfully hard. It's not just Brandon Allen who's in the middle of things, but Brant Brown and Casey Chenoweth are tirelessly working in the cage, helping this young Cardinal offense do its thing in 2026.
And a lot of what's happening now, Chip, is there's communication through them, but also communication through the players. I think the players are talking to one another. We've seen so many shots of them communicating what they're trying to do against them. They have hitters meetings every single day about what their routine is, what their plan is. It's individualized, but collectively they've become one of those groups that challenges you all the way to 2 strikes.
Challenge for Leahy here as the rain's coming down a lot harder. And that's strike 3 called. Luke Keyshaw takes strike 3. Leahy has struck out 4 batters through 2 1/3 innings. And now the lineup card flips to the top. And Trevor Larnach.
Well, our Chevy pitch tracks will show the location of this. This was a borderline pitch. He was thinking about trying to use the ABS system, but that was perfectly placed, and nice job by Jimmy Crooks receiving that ball.
Larnach struck out his first time up. He's a first rounder back in 2018. We look for the Twins offense. It's been Byron Buxton who's led off most of the season. Now it's Larnach leading off in front of Byron. This one on the ground. JJ goes to second one, and the turn is in plenty of time. That's going to be a double play, and Leahy escapes the Minnesota third with a 3-1 lead on a rainy night in Minnesota.
.com.
Mark, I am so confused.
Right.
It's tarps off out there, but it's tarps on there.
Who's going to win this battle?
Well, the grounds crew better hurry up. It was a 3 or 4 minute delay in between innings here, waiting for the decision to cover the infield. The mound and plate are covered, but you can see the waterlogged tarp is awfully heavy, and they'll struggle to drag it over the first base line here. As we are in a rain delay in Minneapolis, it started pouring around 8:03, 8:04 or so. It's not expected to be a lengthy delay, but I think this is the right call to get the infield covered. So we hopefully won't have a long interruption or have to think about a double header either tomorrow or on Sunday.
Yeah, anytime you see that sheen on the infield, it's time to get that tarp on, especially the way this is draining. It's going to be important for them to see how long this goes, because then you start incorporating and wondering what's going to happen with the starting rotation, both Kyle Leahy and Joe Ryan.
So the Cardinals, with 3 runs on 5 hits, have taken the lead. They will have Mason Wynn, Jimmy Crooks, and Blaze Jordan coming up when play resumes here at Target Field in Minneapolis. A soggy start, but a successful one for Leahy and the Cardinals offense. Those guys don't care about a little rainy weather, and frankly, neither do we, because the Redbirds lead Game 1 on the road tonight. Well, there's your score. We're in a weather delay in the top of the 4th inning. As you know, Minnesota is known as the land of 10,000 lakes. Target Field's currently the 10,001st lake. It is pouring. Good thing the grounds crew did their good work to get the infield covered. As hard as it's raining, had they not, this game might not have been able to continue. So in the meantime, we'll wait for Mother Nature to do her thing, and we will hope to resume play with Kyle Leahy and the Cardinals enjoying a 3-1 lead. So while we wait for the rain delay to end, we've got a great feature put together by our Cardinals TV crew. It's J.J. Weatherholt back home in Mars, Pennsylvania, enjoying up close and personal feature with the Cardinals second baseman. And then we'll update you on the bad weather in Minneapolis when that concludes.
What's up, guys? I'm JJ Weatherholt. Here we're at Mars High School, which is where I went to high school. We're doing a baseball camp. It's a fun event we do. Get a bunch of kids here, play some wiffle ball. Ready to roll? Tap the bat. Boom. Homer. Good swing. Hey! Oh, good try. Ah! Give me some. Bang! Next guy up. That's a homer. 5-2. That fired me up. Hey, good swing. Save! Catch it! All right, boys, we need the runs back. Ah! Dude, I mean, that ball was crushed. There it is. What a swing. Catch it. Oh! Stay. Go. Got a gritty, you got a gritty. Gritty. Oh, hey! Homer. To get around it, so my feet are moving this way. So here, this way. Not this, it's this. You gotta be tight this at the same time. Here, okay, I'm coming this way, then up. Right down, nice. I'll go over the footwork on the turn first, and then we'll start to work out, all right? As soon as he's about to flip us the ball, that's when we go right foot on this corner of the bag, and then left foot steps over. He's going to flip, I'm over, feet are working that way, and I'll throw. Everything's good, right here to this corner. I'm stepping this way to cut this. See the difference? Good. Nice. Flip. Get out. Good. One way off. Good. Oh, good handle. There it is. Good job. You guys can pack up your bag. Let's roll. You're welcome.
Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Okay, always good to see you.
Yeah. One lane road.
Where are we going first?
The hitting facility. This is the big old barn. Me and my dad would come here like all the time. Like late at night when nobody was in here. He'd just be like sitting warming up or stretching, and I'd do my workouts pretty much every day for the most part. Where are you going, dude, after this? The cages? And I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to the cages, you know, because that's just what we did. I would take some live BP out here, but like I was more of a cage grinder. This was really nice when they built this. Just a nice little turf field. We could come in and take reps. Because it would just be me and my dad. He'd be sitting there, home plate, bucket of balls, with his glove in his one hand and the bat in the other. Just one-handed. I only hit 2 home runs here, and they were all like right before that fence out there. This field actually looks way better than it usually does. Right over here is where I got my dad's back windshield shattered. We were coming to practice after a JV game, and I parked like right there, and a JV kid hit it over the fence in it. Yeah, he was not happy. Yeah, so anytime I get hurt, my mom would run onto the field. I'd be on the ground for more than 5 seconds. She'd start running. Yeah, I played soccer when I was younger, and then it just turned to baseball, football, basketball. And high school came up, and we're like, you know what, dude? I want to play baseball. So that's just what we did. Woo. So this is like this is like Mars. This is Mars Road. This train still comes here. This is pretty cool. See that? Yeah. Now we're here. And you got a little bank. You have like a hardware store over there that my dad would go to. Here's the UFO. This is the big thing. Like when I have friends that come in here, like, all right, where do I need to go? This is where you tell them, because where else are you gonna go? There's nothing to do. Go to the UFO. Yeah, we're about to get hit. It's kind of funny seeing stuff like that. Like, you live here, you should have about 20 shovels at least. All right. Oops. Peace out.
It's a great feature on a great kid. J.J. Weatherholt enjoying his rookie season, maybe the leading candidate for Rookie of the Year. He's had a hand in the Cardinals' 3-1 lead on Pride Night in Minneapolis. It's St. Louis 3, Minnesota 1. The rain has all but stopped. That's good news. And we hope to resume baseball at the ballpark shortly.
Is your man?
Well, there's good news. The tarp is being removed from the field. A few light sprinkles still here in Minneapolis, but it looks like we'll get back to baseball here in the not too distant future. We saw earlier the Tarps Off gang has spread to Minnesota. It all started in St. Louis at Busch Stadium with the kids from Stephen F. Austin University. They started a craze that has not stopped in St. Louis, and it spread like wildfire to every big league ballpark. Everybody's having a great time at Busch Stadium tonight. Friday night at the ballpark. What a game. Cardinals another chance to walk it off. Burleson a base hit. The J.C. late breaker. He's going to come home and score. We are tied 4-4. They're going wild up there. Roller toward third. Gorman's got it. And Graceffa with a huge 11th inning. I feel like I have to take my shirt off. Please don't.
swings and he hits it to right. A Redbird winner. A base hit to right. Right up the night in downtown St. Louis.
And you can't tell me that these Cardinals players don't feel that kind of energy. Those are our MVPs tonight.
Before you guys ask the question, whoever started that in right field, I'll do whatever I need to do to make sure they come every game. Because that was awesome. Not only them, but everybody that showed up today. That was a fun environment.
We are here with the brain trust of the Stephen F. Austin Baseball Club. They are in the house. Yeah, we're here. You guys came last night, raised the energy, took your shirts off, waved it around.
We were sitting and we found an empty section. Actually, Caleb Cummings right here, our starting pitcher, made the idea, like, let's just go, take our tops off, start waving them around. We were like, okay, so we found this section right up here. And we did it. We all got here, we were like, okay, who's going to do it first? They were all kind of nervous, and I said, screw it, I'll do it. I took it off, and, well, it just rocket like a rocket ship, just took off from there.
Is the tarp coming off here, too? You know it. Tarp got to come off, baby, yeah!
Coming to the clubhouse.
Hey, real quick. Hey, these are the boys that got everything. Oh,
I'm speechless. This is amazing. I just thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, the Cardinals organization. You made so many young men's dreams come true. Just meeting stars. I'm just so thankful. Thank you all so much.
That's going to do it in a big way. 3-run walk-off homer. Comeback Cardinals do it again. The tarp off crew is ready. The energy in this ballpark has been incredible.
Well, there have been rally squirrels, and now it's tarps off. The craziness in St. Louis continues. The skies are clearing here in Minneapolis. We're told we'll start in about 10, 12 minutes or so, and on the other side of a break, Danny Wexelman will join us as we continue with Rain Delay Theater, where the Cardinals lead the Twins in Game 1 of our series.
Simple human sense. Welcome back to Target Field. 3-1 Cardinals over the Twins in the top of the fourth. We are almost finished with this weather delay. Cardinals fans out there bearing a little bit of rain. Actually, it came down pretty hard. The guy's still in the dugout. There you see Blaze Jordan, who made his big league debut not too long ago. We welcome you back inside. Mark Sweeney, Danny Wexelman with you on Cardinals TV. Blaze Jordan, who making his debut, really excited for him. His family driving here from Mississippi. He gets a base knock. He gets an RBI. And you were talking about his legs. You're trying to get your legs under you.
Yeah, you just go back to when you had to have that moment, and it really is. You don't feel your legs. You're wondering if you should swing at the first pitch. He constructed a very good plate appearance, and obviously coming up with his first major league hit and also his major league RBI. We take a look at that, Danny, and he got to a point. He fouled a couple balls off and utilized that fastball up the middle, and he continued to construct that at bat. But also, that was the first breath that he took for the day. But all smiles. His family got to enjoy it, and now he gets to sit in a rain delay, and now he can settle in as a big leaguer.
Catch his breath a little bit. By the way, it looked like Jimmy Crooks was teaching him the on-base celebration, that little finger wag that they got going on. And real quick, too, we're going to reshare the interview I did with him. I covered him when he was 14 years old, and he was a phenom. He was talked about by everyone and anyone, and his home run derby at the All-Star game in Cleveland. Like, his name was a household name, and he took it with grace and poise, and never felt like things were too big for him. And I know it's been quite the journey to get to this point, but I have been impressed with him for it feels like his entire life now. So I did get a chance earlier to catch up with him in the clubhouse ahead of his debut. Take a listen. Big day for Blaze Jordan making his big league debut. Walk us through the emotions of this moment.
Yeah, you know, I mean, worked my whole life for this, and you know, it's a special moment for this day to actually come. You know, it seemed when I was a kid, you know, it seemed so far away, but for it to be here now, I'm just ready to join the guys. You know, they got a great thing rolling here, so I'm just ready to join in, enjoy the fun, and you know, I'm super happy for, you know, me and my family. You know, my family made a lot of sacrifices and everything for me to be here, and you know, just got to give the glory to God for giving me the opportunity to do this. So I'm super pumped.
Yeah, you called your family. I know they're on their way. They're going to be here for the game. What have they meant to you in your journey?
Oh, they've meant everything. Like I actually like teared up last night calling them. You know, it was, you know, we've been through a lot together. Like, you know, like through the whole baseball journey and everything. And they've been there my whole life. You know, they've been for me in the ups and downs. And you know, they've always loved me no matter what. And you know, it's just been special. And it was a special moment to be able to call them. So.
I know it's been quite the journey for you, and you've gone through a lot to be at this moment. What makes you most proud of going through that and coming out on the other side?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think I can, like, lead for other guys, you know, I can know that not every single career is linear, you know, like, it took me, shoot, this is my 6th year in the minor leagues, and so it took me a while to get here, and but, you know, not every single one's linear. You just got to take your time and enjoy the process while you're in it and everything. So that's what I just try to do, take it day by day, and you know, just be grateful for wherever I was. You know, when I was in the minor leagues and everything, I was just trying to take it in day by day, and know it was a privilege to be able to play professional baseball. So.
Great
Yeah.
answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so his family traveling from Mississippi at 4 a.m. this morning. They might still be on their way. They had to make some stops to pick up family along the way in Memphis and to come here. He flew in this morning. And here's the thing. He reclassed in high school. So he was a sophomore taking junior classes, and then he was a junior taking senior year classes so that he could be drafted earlier. 17 years old, 3rd-round pick by the Boston Red Sox. That speaks to his high EQ, high IQ, right? Not everyone can do something like that. And he waited, he said, 6 years in the minors to do this.
Yeah, Danny, I love everyone's story, and you made a good point. He was so successful as a youth. I think people put you and place you in positions that you don't know what's going on. You're not a big leaguer until you actually get that message and that phone call, and there's nothing better. Everyone's path is different, but tonight he's a big leaguer, and now he has a batting average to prove it.
Yeah, and by the way, we're ready to play. Let's rock and roll. After the break, the game's coming back. 3-1 Cardinals over the Twins. Mason Wynn will lead things off. Blaze Jordan will come up 3rd. Chip Carey will be back in this main seat next to Mark Sweeney. Coming up next on Cardinals TV.
On 3, Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance to help people save hundreds. 1, 2, 3.
Liberty Mutual helps you.
Started here in Minneapolis, still the last few bit of manicuring items to take care of. The tarps off guys starting to fill in the upper deck here at Target Field. When we resume, it'll be the top of the 4th inning, and the Cardinals will try to extend a 3-1 lead. One more break, and then we hope to have baseball underway back in Minnesota. Just about ready to go here for the 4th inning of Game 1. Mark, here's how we've gotten here. An impressive start for Kyle Leahy, and a day that Blaze Jordan will never forget.
Yeah, what a opening at bat that he had. We'll see him in the top of the 4th, but this has been good. This has been the recipe for the Cardinals. Get ahead, give run support to Kyle Leahy, and hopefully he can navigate this rain delay and feel good. Joe Ryan back on the mound for the Minnesota Twins.
He'll get a little extra time to get loose here, and while he continues to warm up, this is a very special day for our great director Tom Mee, who's been at the helm of Cardinals baseball for 39 years. A little known fact about Tom: his dad, Tom Mee, was the first ever employee of the Minnesota Twins, and that is our director, young Tommy, swinging a bat when the Washington Senators became the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah.
Tom's dad, a remarkable career here, Twins Hall of Famer. First PR director, the official scorer here, won the Bob Fischel Award for PR excellence in our sport, and he is still beloved and remembered here. So for Tom, our Tom, welcome back home, and every single one of us is so proud of you and the wonderful legacy you have here in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I echo all of those sentiments. Seeing his dad's typewriter in the broadcast area out here, seeing the pictures that represent the history. We know what Tommy means to us, but also his legacy, and him being emotional today really tells the story about what this game is all about for him and all of us that get to work alongside of him.
And it is a family affair for this series. Tom's son is one of the Twins producers and is working on the Minnesota side of the telecast. In fact, we're going to lose Tom for a couple of innings this weekend. He's going to get a chance to work with his kids, which I know will be a very special thrill as well. So Tom, welcome home. And let's bring home a winner for St. Louis as Mason Wynn leads off the fourth inning. Our delay about 25-26 minutes or so. Mason Wynn, a single and a run scored. With modern medical facilities and the modern setups in the clubhouses, I would imagine, Mark, the pitchers, players alike would have very little trouble staying loose and warm for this game.
Yeah, not the long delay. When that gets too long and you get into that pitch count area, they determine that, but also staying loose, to your point, Chip. These facilities are top notch. See him stretching, get some extra warm-up pitches, and he's back at it.
Officially a 29-minute rain delay tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. And frankly, I think Ryan could have used a reset. He has not had his best stuff, and the Cardinals have taken advantage of that.
Yeah, he's gone away from his fastball, and that's usually the command pitch that sets everything up. It's been his split finger and slider that have been the best pitches.
That was outside. Close call on a sinker. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, this is a guy that likes to paint and use the corners. They've been just off. His sweeper hasn't been there.
That one popped up right side. Lewis a long run. Clemens will join him. Lewis, a second baseman by trade, now playing first base for Minnesota as they have shuffled their infield alignments. And he handles that play without issue for out number 1, 5 straight retired by Joe Ryan. Get your tickets for the Cardinals Care 50-50 raffle. One lucky winner wins half the jackpot. The other half supports kids in our St. Louis community. Visit cardinals.com/5050 for your tickets. Jimmy Crooks squared one up but lined out. 1 ball, no strikes.
He's starting to see Jimmy get a little more comfortable in the batter's box. He's starting to get that line drive in his first plate appearance. Home run yesterday in New York.
The Cardinals' plate discipline in this game has been outstanding. And even with that, Ryan still struck out 4 batters. They are really making him work. 49 pitches over 2 innings. He's up to 70 pitches with 1 out in the 4th. So this good work could pay dividends the rest of the weekend. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, you look at a plan, and if you're executing, it sometimes looks like they know what's coming. And they've had that appearance tonight. They've stayed off the sweeper. Got in some nice hitters counts, which is very important. He's still going to get the strikeouts, over 10 per 9 innings.
Good take. 3 balls and a strike. Crooks has not drawn a base on balls yet in the big leagues this season. He's in position for that here. Let's see if he goes hunting on a 3-1 count. That was the one to do it on. It's 3-2. Lifted behind third. Long run Lee. Larnach will join him, and he'll get there and left for the second out. It's a nice comeback by Ryan. He has set down 6 straight. And here is Blaze Jordan, an RBI single in his first major league at bat.
Yeah, he worked his plate appearance and got to a 3-2 count. Fouled a couple balls off and then laced a line drive to center.
If you missed the news earlier today, the Cardinals optioned Nolan Gorman to AAA. They also sent Hunter Dobbins down by design. Chris Roycroft is back. And Blaze Jordan brought up from AAA to take Gorman's roster spot. Thought it was interesting, Danny's report on what the game plan for Gorman is ahead. He won't be in game action right away.
Yeah, they would like to work on some of those weaknesses that they saw that gave him struggles, the reason why they had to send him down. Sometimes you have to work on certain things, and I think it really becomes how he shifts the field.
There's a swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts for Ryan, so we're all rooting for Nolan Gorman to figure it out and get back here. 3-1, St. Louis the lead. We're headed to the home fourth. You've seen the patch on every Cardinals jersey. That's Stifel, one of America's fastest growing wealth management and investment banking firms, proudly rooted in St. Louis. It's a partnership built on excellence. So Kyle Leahy had the longest wait for the 2 starters tonight. He has a little extra time as well to prepare for the 4th inning. It's a big frame for him. Buxton, Clemens, and Josh Bell, the 2, 3, 4 batters, are coming up.
Now Kyle Leahy, coming off his shortest start of the year against the Reds, his last start, understands how important it is and has that motivation to go deeper in the ballgame.
And all part of the learning curve is how a starter deals with weather interruptions. I don't know if Kyle has had to deal with that as a reliever, much less a starter yet. So we'll see how he fares as Byron Buxton digs in. And he hammers that one foul for a strike. This guy is one of the game's great oft overlooked players. Tons of power, super athletic, and he plays so hard he keeps getting hurt. As that one's whacked toward left, Nootbaar's going to give chase to that. And that'll bounce off the fence. Buxton speeds towards second. Big turn. He's going to try for 3. Throw short hop, and they are going to get him. Buxton got greedy, and he tried to outrun the arm of Mason Wynn and paid the price. First out at third base in the home 4th.
Well, Chip, you talked about how hard he plays. You wonder if they're going to check this because it was really a tough hop. First to swing, Byron Buxton goes off that left field wall, and he put his head down. It looked like he was going. Then there's the throw. How about Mason Wynn? The short hop, and here is the tag.
So it's a double. It's a 7-6-5 putout. How about the rotation by Dan Iasonia to move up to third base to have a great angle on the tag? And not an easy play for Jordan with a 6'5" man barreling down on you to handle a short hop and get the tag down for the first out.
Yeah, that was the first test for Blaze Jordan, and he had a howitzer coming from Mason Wynn.
Cody Clemens hits. He flied out his first time and rolls that one foul. It's 0-2. Why are the Cardinals where they are and why are the Twins where they are? Well, you just saw an example of it. St. Louis has been excellent defensively. Fundamental baseball, winning games on the margins. That's an example of it. And Buxton makes the first out at third base, which helps the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the ground to JJ. He's to his right, and his flip to first is in time. Looks like the infield might be a little tricky here for a bit. You see the patches of diamond drive that have been applied at home plate, at first, and around the second base bag. The rest of the infield very dark, especially on the dirt portion near the outfield grass where that really appeared to get soaked.
Yeah, you get an opportunity to just get an extra grip here. It's going to be important. We know what Mason Wynn does. He comes up firing.
Late strike call has Bell behind in the count. Josh struck out his first time up. And Leahy should have an easy inning. JJ got the hop he wanted, and he did. The Cardinals get 2 groundouts and a perfectly executed throw to third to keep the Twins down 2. Hey Barbie, it's Barbie game day, June 25th, when the Cardinals take on the Diamondbacks. Fans with a theme ticket take home an exclusive Barbie and Cardinals sequin cap. Details at cardinals.com/theme. What do you think of those hats?
I love them.
I'm not sure what the significance is.
Well, we'd have to ask him.
But they came in handy for a 29-minute rain delay. Here tonight, Nathan Church leads off. Cardinals lead 3-1. And he's off stride and pops that to the left side. Lee and Gray will converge. It'll be Gray. He's got that. And all of a sudden, Joe Ryan's starting to find his form mark. He's retired 8 straight.
And he's doing a lot with that splitter and slider combination. Still hasn't gone back to the fastball on the plate.
This is kind of what happened yesterday in New York. Cardinals offense flying high in the first couple of innings and then went real quiet over the final 5 or 6. In a lively park. Hope that doesn't happen here in game 1 in Minnesota. Weatherholt has a hit and an RBI in 2 trips. Nothing in 1 and nothing in 2. Hope you enjoyed the Cardinals Insider feature on J.J. Weatherholt that we ran during our rain delay. And you can't comprehend the number of young lives he has touched in his hometown. Who knows, maybe one of those kids in that high school gym will turn out to be a big leaguer just like JJ.
Yeah, he made an impact with West Virginia as well. Wherever he goes, they win. And that's what everyone always talks about.
One ball, 2 strikes. Ryan trying to get through 5 and hoping his offense can help him out. And that's taken low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that's a good holdup because that splitter is diving. Starts on the plate and you start committing. Held up nicely on that one.
So what's key to hitting that pitch?
Yeah, you got to get it up. And it's really hard to because he's not throwing it too many times for strikes.
That just missed, and Caratini's going to challenge. That looked to be a pretty good pitch. The Twins are going to challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. If it's a strike, Weatherholt will be retired. It is. So a good challenge for Caratini, and Ryan has punched out 6, and 9 straight batters have been retired. Let's see what Herrera does after a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Get fired up with my new Hot Ones Munchie Meal with a Sriracha Curly Fry Burger or Buffalo Chicken Tater Melt.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Ivan is 0 for 2 in the game. And a strike. Again, Ryan prides himself on pitching a lot of innings. "31 of them in his last 5. He has piled up the pitches, pushing toward 90 of them, and he's not yet out of the 5th.
Yeah, his command hasn't been there all night long.
85 pitches, 54 strikes. And that a beauty. There's a good sweeper. And look, the reason you want to get in the Twins bullpen against the Tigers, Minnesota's pen 12 runs, 11 2/3 innings, and 4 homers. 1-2 pitch is lined over short. There's a hanger, and Ryan's mad about that. So Herrera a base hit. That is the 6th for St. Louis, and that will pile up the pitches ever more in the inning. As Alec Burleson's next.
Well, he threw the sweeper the previous pitch and got him. This is a curveball. Hangs up there, and he makes the adjustment. Sits on it. It's on the outside part of the plate, but he lines it over the shortstop. Good hitting by Ivan Herrera.
Burleson started the night with a bang, a first-inning homer. He's homered in 4 straight games. That straightened him up. No balls and a strike. 0-2. The Twins are enticing left-hand hitters to aim at the right center field signage. There are several big targets out there for Burleson.
Yeah, I love it.
See what he does. 0-2 as Ryan resets.
He has thrown back-to-back splitters to him. That second strike was a split finger. That's been his best out pitch.
Yeah, the plate but low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cardinals have to take care of their own business if they're to stay 4 behind Milwaukee. The Brewers are beating the Phillies 6-0 at home. And Burleson's going to challenge. That was called strike 3. Let's see who's right. So ABS power by T-Mobile. Burleson knows his strike zone, and he's right.
I got 2 left.
Typically you don't have Burley challenging him, but that was a perfect time. 2-2 count, goes full now. Excuse me, 2-2 count.
So now Ryan has to reset. Runner goes, big jump. Burleson takes low, and Herrera stands at second. That's an easy steal. He's 3 out of 3.
Yeah, perfect timing on the split finger. Throwing so many breaking balls, off speed pitches to Burley, take an extra 90 feet.
Nothing gets by this Cardinals coaching staff. If they have a tell, they exploit it almost immediately. Pitch and a swing and a miss. Big slow sweeper, and Burley couldn't time that. 7 strikeouts for Ryan. We're halfway home in game 1 with the Cardinals ahead by 2. No rain expected tomorrow or Sunday. Mark, as we wrap up the series with the Twins, that's your Budweiser What's on Tap.
Well, another opportunity for Matthew Liberatore to lead the staff, and also Michael McGreevy coming off a very good outing himself. Love the pitching matchups moving forward.
Kyle Leahy got through the 4th inning with a double, but a perfectly executed replay. Or that's not the word I'm trying to use. A perfectly executed relay play. Enunciation is important, as we know, as Royce Lewis leads off for Minnesota. 2 balls, no strikes. Mentioned earlier, Twins drafted this kid 1st overall on this day in 2017. He's dealt with a lot of injuries, and that's really held him back. And talking with some of the Twins people, that's kind of what's been frustrating about their organization for a while. They're drafting good players who have good careers, but very few of them have taken that big step toward superstardom, especially picking as high as they have been in the draft.
Yeah, Derek Shelton understands he's got to have those stars become those stars, and we've seen it. And you made a good point, too. Staying on the field has a lot to do with putting up those big numbers.
3 balls, 1 strike. And a line drive over 3rd. That's going to get down quickly. Nootbaar cuts it off. And Royce Lewis is aboard with a leadoff single. He does something really unique in the batter's box. He is not anchored with that back foot at the moment the pitcher delivers the baseball.
Yeah,
watch his foot.
Yeah, and Mike Trout is doing this as well. He went down and he got sent down to AAA. They had to work on his first base skills, but also offensively they're doing that little step back. It's a timing mechanism for him, and it's been really useful for him.
Caratini shoots one toward right center. That's going to get down. Church cuts it off. Minnesota is going to have runners at 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out. So the tying runs in scoring position for the Twins. And this is where they have shined. They've been very good at bringing home men at 2nd and 3rd this year.
Yeah, we talked about Kyle Leahy, his last outing, only 4 innings. The 5th inning has been a struggle for him. Just location. That's an elevated fastball that Caratini sends to right center.
So you said avoid the big inning. Let's see how much damage control Leahy can do with the bottom part of the order coming up. It starts with Brooks Lee. Lee flied out his first time up. This kid began the year as the shortstop for Minnesota, struggled there, and then they moved him over to third base, and he's been a lot better at the plate and in the field as a result. Blaze Jordan in at third, back on the right side, and a strike. Lee a switch hitter, Tristan Gray a lefty. It's the side of the plate that's given Kyle the most trouble, and he missed there. 2-1 the count. Coming into play today, left-handers hitting Leahy at 344, righties at 228, and the Twins have loaded up the left-handed bats.
Yeah, he's going to have to pitch inside, and he's trying to do it with that sweeper down and in.
Three and one as light rain starts to fall again.
Been pretty efficient, and all he understands, he's got a keen eye in this situation because of those fifth-inning numbers.
Taylor Rogers gets up in the Twins bullpen. The Cardinals is silent for the moment. High pop toward right. Walker retreats. Lewis at third. Jordan sets up. He's going to go halfway. The throw sails, but Leahy backed it up. So the Twins can't score the second run on a fly ball to right. Good play by the Cardinal pitcher to be in the right place at the right time. One out.
Well, Chip, fundamentals win you ball games. Watch Kyle Leahy. The ball is to right field. When we come back, him sprinting behind to be that backup. Royce Lewis doesn't have the speed, but the overthrow is right to Kyle Leahy.
So there's your first out. Tristan Gray singled his first time and backs away from that one. It missed. 1 ball, no strikes. Gray's playing with some new dad power. He welcomed a baby boy Walker to the world in late May. He's got 11 hits in his last 13 games. So sooner or later that's going to wear off, hopefully tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Kyle has to dig deep here. This is when he becomes and hones in on that reliever mentality. Looking for weak contact here.
Beg your pardon, that last pitch called a ball. The board had it wrong here. Now the count correctly is 2 balls and a strike. Boy, an atom ball or a strikeout would be real nice right here.
Now Blaze Jordan in on the grass.
And that's challenge 2. It's been raining hard. The infield's wet. The outfield wet too. Can you get a dry grip on a batted ball here if you're a Cardinal defender? Catcher Caratini, the tying run at second. 3 balls and a strike. And strike 2. The Brewers game has gone final. They beat the Phillies 6-0 tonight. Jacob Mizorowski faced the minimum and struck out 15. More on that in a second. 3-2 pitch on the ground. That's going to sneak to Mason Wynn, who comes to a sliding stop. That saves a run, but 1 run scores on an infield hit to make it a 3-2 game. So Leahy got the ground ball, but not at someone. 3 hits in the inning, and it's a 1-run affair.
Well, how about our BJC difference maker, and it's on a base hit. Infield hit, and it's a reason why Mason Wynn goes to his left and dives and saves a run. Still double play in order, and the hustle gives him that opportunity.
But Tristan Gray is 2 for 2, and Leahy has a big inning. A run on 3 hits. The 6, 8, and 9 hitters looming large here with Larnach and Buxton. lurking for Minnesota. Let's step aside quickly for a word from Rally House.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
Well, you mentioned the double play in order. Let's see if Leahy can get that atom ball. Luke Keyshaw is next. He struck out looking his first time up. He's a second rounder for Minnesota. They took him in the draft 3 years ago.
Interesting how the Cardinals defense will play this, because Keyshaw has some good speed.
High pop fly. Church comes in. He's got a cannon, as you know. Caratini, the catcher, is going to bluff from third. And the throw right to the center of the diamond. And Minnesota, with 2 flyouts, can't bring home the tying runs. So now you go to Larnach, first and third, 2 outs.
Good for Nathan Church. Made the mistake on the throw, launching it over in an extra base. Can't do that in that situation. Hits the cutoff.
So Larnach 0 for 2. He has struck out and hit into a double play. Lined out of play, foul. It's a strike. So Jacob Misiorowski to finish that up. Complete game, 15 strikeouts. He's given up 1 earned run in his last 54 1/3 innings.
And you said he threw a pitch over 104 miles an hour tonight.
First pitch of the game. He struck out Trey Turner at 103 and Bryce Harper at 104 to make his presence felt. So if we're going to stay 4 back, we've got to win our game. It's a 1-run affair. 3-2 now, St. Louis, with Larnach tying an even count. Good changeup. He hasn't thrown many of those tonight.
Yeah, he threw a couple the last inning and got some weak ground balls. That's a good one. He's got good arm speed with that.
Kyle's not through the 5th yet, but a big mental hurdle to overcome here, as you said, after pitching just 4 innings last time. He comes set with a 1-2 count. Strike 3 right down Hennepin Avenue. Larnach caught looking. Leahy bends but doesn't break. Minnesota pulls to within 1, and we head to the 6th.
At Simple Human Sense.
It's Margaritaville night on Friday, June 26th. Fans with a theme ticket get a Margaritaville inspired hat, plus celebrate Jimmy Buffett at a pregame concert by the Boat Drunks. Get your tickets at Festive Busch Stadium and at cardinals.com/theme. Well, hopefully the Redbirds will be dancing at the end of this game. They lead 3-2. Kyle Leahy is through 5 innings, and the Cardinals' heart of the order is coming up against Joe Ryan, who's started to find his rhythm. He's retired 10 of his last 11 batters, and he's gotten Jordan Walker twice. Walker trying to extend his hitting streak to 9 games with a base hit tonight, and a ground ball rolls foul. Rogers is ready in the Minnesota bullpen. We'll see when Taylor comes in. We've got Nootbaar, Wynn, Crooks, and Church lurking at the bottom of the Cardinals lineup card.
Well, in 14 starts, Joe Ryan has gone over the century mark 3 times. 107 pitches has been a season high. He'll try to navigate these waters in the top of the 6th.
Back to the mound softly, and Walker is 0 for 3. And Jordan flying down the line, even with the soft contact. You like to see that. There's your first out. Nootbaar is next. Nootbaar looking for career RBI number 200 tonight. Lars must have gotten in the weight room. That home run in New York, one of the longest of the year at Citi Field, 445 feet. And he takes a strike. Cardinals have one hit since the end of the second inning. But they lead 3-2. A single run in the first and 2 runs in the top of the second. And Nootbaar is down swinging. That's 8 strikeouts for Ryan. And you saw the grimace from him. He might have gotten away with a mistake. But he has struck out 8 men now. And Mason Wynn next. He's 1 for 2. When the Twins come up in this 6th inning, it'll be Buxton, Clemens, and Josh Bell. And nobody up in the Cardinal pen. This one popped to the center of the diamond. Who wants it? It'll be Lee at third, and he'll squeeze that. And Joe Ryan has rewarded Derek Shelton with 6 innings. He's allowed 3 runs, and Minnesota still trails it. Well, when you talk about a young man growing into a starter's role, these are the kinds of innings you point to as maybe turning points in a young man's season. Kyle Leahy facing Buxton, Clemens, and Bell for a 3rd time with a 1-run lead. And Buxton has been very aggressive early in the count and has 2 extra base hits, including a homer tonight.
Yeah, and they've been both on breaking balls too. It's important for him to grow as a pitcher, and you talked about minimizing the damage in the 5th. Extending him into the 6th.
And it's going to be another extra base hit. This one off the side wall. Well played by Nootbaar, but Buxton, a homer and 2 doubles, and the Twins have the tying run in scoring position again. That's their 7th hit. Buxton has 3 of them.
Chevy pitch tracks will show the location. Not a bad location, but just a hot hitter. It's located over the middle, and he has felt very comfortable about the breaking ball. Keeps this inside the 3rd base bag and down the line for a leadoff double.
Clemens 0 for 2. He'll try to advance Buxton at the very least. He's flied out and grounded out. And the big difference in this game is Ryan's over 100 pitches. Leahy hasn't topped 70 yet.
Yeah, and you will also say too, you want to extend him, and some people might say why. Well, he's got an extra day's rest as well. Gone a 6-man rotation, and that gives an opportunity for Kyle Leahy to pitch deeper in ball games. He's been efficient. He has to get through these things.
Clemens 2 for his last 12 at the plate. And Leahy, tiring a bit now, has missed again. 3 balls, no strikes. Center cut. The numbers for Leahy tell you about the growth that he's experiencing. First time through the order, he allows a .216 average. There's the 3-1 pitch. Second time, that average jumps to .280. Third time through, .449. Coming into tonight's action.
And I really feel it's common in baseball. We're constantly talking about the 3rd time through the order, but until you get past that mentally, I think it's very important for Kyle Leahy to prove it to himself.
Well, he lost Clemens. After 3-0, he got to 3-2, and there's his first walk of the game. Josh Bell, a switch hitter, is next with 2 aboard and nobody out. This is what Minnesota had in the 5th inning, but could only score 1 run, and that came in on an infield hit. Bello for 2. He struck out and grounded out. Boy, could Leahy use a double play. He got one of those in the 3rd inning. And is Bell going to challenge?
It's a batter challenge.
He is. Pitch was called a strike, and
Still got 2 left.
it's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Bell has hit into 4 double plays this year. And now action begins in the Cardinals' pen. Hop fly foul back toward us. It's George Soriano on the right, Gordon Graceffo on the left. The New York series notwithstanding, it wouldn't be a Cardinal game unless it's close, as that one's whacked to right. Walker back, too close to that wall. It ricochets back to the infield. 1 run will score. They're at 2nd and 3rd. It's a tie game. So for the 2nd straight frame, a big inning in the offing. Minnesota's come back to tie it.
Well, this ball is hit. It's a changeup. It's going off the right field wall. Now Jordan Walker goes back. He's in no man's land. Ricochets off that wall. I thought they had an opportunity to score that runner, and they held him up because of no outs.
So Dusty Blake and the Cardinals pondering their relief options here. The entire St. Louis infield's going to gather as Leahy's allowed a double, a walk, and another double, and that's going to end his night, it appears. Oliver Marmol slowly making his way out. He'll choose between Graceffo and Soriano here. 3-3 is your score. It looks like it's going to be George Soriano. So Kyle Leahy departs. Minnesota 3, St. Louis 3, 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out in game 1.
Tastes good.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
That's a statue honoring Hall of Famer Rod Carew outside Target Field. What a great player he was in his big league career. George Soriano comes in with 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out. Infield in for St. Louis as Minnesota has tied this game.
Well, he's got his work cut out for him. There's the numbers in 29 games. He has been excellent with the sweeper and the changeup infield in to try to get that run at home plate.
1 ball, 1 strike. Leahy 5+ innings, 8 hits, struck out 5, walked 1, gave up a homer. And these base runners are his responsibility in the bottom of the 6th. Towering fly ball towards center. Clemens, the runner at 3rd. Church sets up. The throw will come into Mason Wynn, and Minnesota takes the lead on a sacrifice fly. It's 4-3. So Leahy's lone walk comes back to haunt him. Now the Cardinals have to play comeback, 1 away.
Well, for George Soriano, just minimizing the damage in this situation. Get this offense back on track.
Well, that's the story of the game for the Cardinals. Offensively, got off to a great start in the first 2 innings. And then Joe Ryan went on a roll, retiring 10 of 11. And 13 of 14. Cardinals have 1 hit since the end of the 2nd inning. But it looks like we'll try to feast on the Minnesota bullpen, but we're down a run now, 4-3. One ball, 1 strike. Caratini doubled and was stranded in the 5th. So a single run in the 5th for the Twins, 2 so far here in the 6th.
Caratini, normally a backup hitter, he has been very hot the last 7 games, 9 for 22.
Little roller, that's softly hit towards second. Runner to third, 2 outs. Soriano, nice work. A fly ball and a soft ground out. And now Brooks Lee bats. He's 0 for 2. So that young man happy all of a sudden. If this score holds, he'll be in line to win it. And if you'd said he'd pitch 6 innings after throwing as many as he did in the first, I'd say no way.
Yeah, he changed his philosophy and it worked. It's a reason why people love the fact that he can pitch deep in ball games and change the way he goes about it.
Line drive. Come on, Lars. He's got it. A sliding catch. And that'll retire the side. Heck of a job by Soriano. Minnesota puts the first 3 on. They only score 2 and only lead by 1.
$5 a month.
The Marlins are in town Friday, June 26th. Hope you'll join us that night. Fans take home a tropical matching shirt and shorts set available in medium and extra large while supplies last. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Well, we need a comeback tonight. It's only a 1-run game, and the Minnesota bullpen is in play. First out of the chute is Taylor Rogers to answer the Chevy call to the bullpen.
Well, the veteran left-hander has 3 pitches. Really loves his sweeper, the 2-seamer, and also a cutter.
Mentioned their troubles against the Detroit Tigers. Minnesota's bullpen was porous. 9 walks in 11 2/3 innings of relief. And here we are, ball 3. And that's taken inside, and that's going to be challenged.
Catcher challenge.
Brooks was ready to flip the bat away. ABS power by T-Mobile. This will be a strike. Brooks has yet to earn a base on balls. We need a base runner just to have a chance to tie it up.
Now you wonder, Chip, even being the leadoff hitter, if he takes one here. Put him in that small box.
Jimmy wants a chance to reset here. Crooks, Jordan, Church, Weatherholtz. That is why Rogers is in this spot. A lot of lefties coming up for the Cards. And there is that first base on ball. So we got something cooking in the 7th. Want to know why a manager gets gray hair? That's exactly why. And Blaze Jordan, what a night for this young man.
Now came up, 3-2 count, line drive into center field, also scoring his first major league RBI too. Checking those boxes and getting the celebration on the bench.
So in his first big league game, Blaze Jordan's one of our Bet365 betting updates. Going to be a multi-hit game in his debut. An RBI single in the Cardinals' second. J.J. Weatherholt has an RBI. Burleson the other with a long home run. So we step aside quickly for a word from our friends at BJC Healthcare. One ball, no strikes. Oh, that one was on its way to hitting Blaze, but he was anxious to hit. It was up, and he hit that ball before it hit him. It would not have been a strike. 1-1 the count. Get a good one to hit. Jordan, an impressive Run at Memphis, hit over 300, hit 11 homers. 2-1. That one might have been off the plate. Now 2-2.
Yeah, Rogers is not on point, especially with his command. Been off to the glove side, but also losing that fastball away.
Light rain falling. 4-3 Twins. Rogers ready. The pitch. So Jordan letting her rip here, swung at least 3 that might not have been strikes, but he's still alive here. And now another 3-2. That's a better swing.
Well, Chip, we saw in spring training he can get out front of one and still has that power, that one-handed power. We've seen it on the pull side.
We'll try again. That's strike 3. That grazed the inside corner. And Rogers comes all the way back with a little help. He's got his first out of the inning.
Yeah, I thought there was an opportunity for a challenge here, but really asking a lot, making his major league debut at a borderline pitch.
So Church will be taken down here. The Cardinals will go to Nelson Velasquez. You know what Ollie's thinking here. The big right-handed hitter off the bench, launching one into the raindrops and flipping this score into St. Louis's favor.
Oh, you can see versus right-handed hitters, 340 opponent batting average. Also those 2 big home runs.
What a difference for Ollie in the thunder he has off the bench now with all these roster manipulations in the last week.
Well, Chip, what's important too, 3 for 6 off the bench, especially on that first pitch, and they have had 2 home runs on that first pitch.
Guarantee that's what Caratini was talking about. And that's a sign of respect. A breaking ball that caught a corner.
And that was the best sweeper he has thrown.
A lot of baseball left on a rainy night. Cardinals have 8 outs left, down 4-3. So it is your Honda home run inning. Right guy at the right time for the Cardinals. If Velasquez or Weatherholt can go deep, your Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. St. Louis has a first inning homer from Burleson tonight.
Whew. He got a mistake there. 0-2, and that was center cut.
It's tough enough, I'm sure, to hit in the major leagues, but try to hit in this kind of weather.
Yeah, and it's also coming off the bench. You've done all your work and you're just trying to get on the fastball.
And he couldn't hit a sweeper. That was up and out of the strike zone. Back-to-back strikeouts after the walk. And now it's lefty-lefty with Weatherholt in the St. Louis 7th.
Oh, you see the sweeper just staying elevated. He's been all over the map, but gets Velasquez there.
JJ's 1 for 3. An RBI single in the second. And the Cardinals have 1 hit since the second inning. Here we are in the 7th inning. Weatherholt would love to reach and give Herrera a shot. Twins bullpen is busy. Eric Orsi is up. He's a right-hander. Rogers facing his 4th hitter of the inning. As tough as it is to hit, I'm sure it's just as tough to keep the pitching hand dry.
Yeah, and sure is. And it's showing too. The command is not there. It's been very erratic.
Way inside again. Wait him out. 3 balls and a strike. This is what Weatherholt does. Lots of deep counts.
I think this would be Rogers' last hitter here.
That's a strike. Weatherholt's going to challenge.
The batter challenge.
JJ's already taken the gear off. He thinks this is a ball, and he's correct. So Weatherholt takes ball 4, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in the inning, and now it is Herrera. And now it's decision time for Derek Shelton, and that decision has been made. Righty it'll be. Eric Orsi is going to come on in relief. They got him in a deal from Tampa Bay. Twins hope he's dealing in the 7th. He'll protect a 1-run lead.
Play ball!
This season, score 2-for-1 Cardinals tickets when you buy 8 or more gallons of gas with the Fuel Forward app at a participating Phillips 66 or Conoco station. Learn more at cardinals.com/Phillips66. Well, we've said it a lot. The Cardinals have been very good of late with 2 outs. It's there for the taking in the 7th. 2 aboard in a 1-run game, 2 outs. And Ivan Herrera is your batter. He'll face the Iron Man of the Minnesota bullpen, Eric Orsi, next.
4-pitch pitcher, loves his split finger, throws it over 50%. Also has a 4-seamer, a slider, and a curveball.
Remember, you've got a catcher running at second base in a 1-run game. The equalizer might be wet baseball. It's been raining pretty steadily here for the last half hour or so. This infield's taken a lot of moisture. 1 ball, no strikes for Herrera. In the dirt, good stop. 2-0 the count. It's been a rough go for Orsi the last couple of appearances. 4 earned runs in 2 innings. Hasn't walked anybody in that stretch, but he has given up 3 hits.
Yeah, let's keep that going. See a center cut fastball here to Herrera.
Chopper up the middle. That's going to be knocked down in the infield. Flip to second. Not in time. Everybody's safe. Great play by Gray to save a run with his diving stop. It's an infield hit for Herrera. But now you've got Alec Burleson coming up with the bases loaded.
Well, got to a hitter's count and just missed from getting that tying RBI. Nice play by Gray at shortstop, saving the run. Diving to his left and almost getting that force out at second base.
So there's that second hit since the 2nd inning, and now Burley in command. He's extended his hitting streak to 12 in a row. And takes low. No place to put him. 1 ball, no strikes.
Now Burley's got a heavy dose of off-speed pitches tonight.
I wouldn't throw him a fastball. 1-0 count. They didn't. Upstairs, 2-0. Reel him in, Alec. Get a good one to rip at. Looking for his 23rd multi-hit game. Ball 3.
So many times you look at mannerisms of pitchers and he doesn't feel comfortable. You talked about the numbers he's had, but as soon as he throws a pitch, he's swiping the mound.
3 balls, no strikes. Ball 4. That's going to tie it. 4 straight, 3 walks, and Derek Shelton needs a hug. Burleson drives home his 2nd run of the game. The Cardinals have new life, and now it's Jordan Walker coming up. How many times do you see it? Leadoff walks in a one-run game. It is oftentimes disastrous for the pitching staff. It proves to be the case here in the 7th.
Pitching coach Pete Mackey will go out there, just try to settle him down. If you're Jordan Walker here, you're looking for that first pitch fastball and trying to get after it. Anything else, it's a small box situation. Maybe that 2-0, 3-1 count, but you want to be aggressive on a mistake.
As you know, these Cardinals have a knack for making things interesting in the late innings. They're trying to catch the Dodgers for third most comeback wins. We've got the game tied. And Walker, your Triple Crown leader for St. Louis's offense, is in the batter's box trying to improve on an 0-for-3 night. And the automatic take, he drops that one in for a strike. Walker has 18 RBIs this year against American League teams. And that's the pitch he used to chase. That's what Derek Shelton's banking on, but he didn't that time. Shelton, of course, saw Walker a lot as the Pirates skipper. 1-1 pitch. Oh, what a cut. Wants that one back. Now he and the Cardinals down to their last 7th inning strike.
Yeah, that four-seamer had a little bit more run, and I don't think that was on purpose.
Weatherholt your man at third. Herrera at second. Burleson at first. As you said, something's in the dirt. Caratini's got to smother it, but beware the ricochet off the limestone toward the plate. Right man, right time. Can Walker come through with a 2-strike hit? Spoil that slider.
I know, Chip, we've talked about it, his takes off the plate, but also just battling, staying involved in an at-bat. It gives you an opportunity to capitalize on a mistake, just that foul ball.
Again, we try. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing line, left field, a base hit. 2 runs will score. Burleson on his way to third. Pop's going to wave him. Here he comes. Relay to the plate. It's going to be late. Burleson got there in time. Walker clears him with a double. 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the Cardinals lead by 3.
Well, Chip, exactly what you expect from the best hitter this year. He's made so many changes. You think about that foul ball, the previous pitch. This is a splitter right over the middle of the plate. It's a mistake, and he capitalizes on it. How about Pop Warner sending Alec Burleson, the aggressiveness and the separator? What a slide. That left hand gets right in there on that corner of the plate.
So the Minnesota bullpen implodes in the 7th. They've given up 4 runs. The Cardinals cash in 3 walks. And Jordan Walker now 1 RBI away from the National League lead. A 9-game hit streak for him. And RBIs now in 9 of 11 games. None bigger than that one. The Cardinals, with 1 strike and 1 out left, have taken the lead.
And 2-out lightning is always on point for this Cardinal offense.
And you said it, his ability to foul off those pitches gave him a chance to do something magical, and he did. Now Nootbaar behind in the count. It's just amazing. Casual fans will say to the manager, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Well, Derek Shelton's moves all made great sense. What he's not banking on is that all of his relievers start walking people in a 1-run game.
Well, you got Herrera in a 2-0 count. He comes up with a single. You're walking.
And that's going to retire the side, a splitter. Orsi, though, struggles. He retires 1 of the 4 batters he faces. Jordan Walker's 16th double clears the bags, and the Cardinals are waving the tarps They lead 7-4 now in game one.
Win $75K.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Well, Jordan Walker came up big again for the Cardinals tonight. A bases clearing double with 2 strikes and 2 outs. St. Louis has taken the lead away from Minnesota. And now the Cardinals bullpen steps to the center of the square, if you will. It's going to be Gordon Graceffo to answer the Chevy call to the bullpen. Graceffo will face Gray, Keishall, and Larnach. Gray, a nice night, 2 hits. One of them drove home a run. That was an infield hit. On the ground, right at Weatherholt. 1 pitch, 1 out. Cardinals bullpen did excellent work by and large against the Mets. I believe they only gave up 2 runs in that 3-game series. And Graceffo just continues to roll merrily along. Yeah, there's some hard hit in there, but end of the line, the results are what they are. He's getting outs.
Yeah, Chip, they're not walks. He's going on the attack. Yes, there's some hard hit balls, but they're the defense, and he's utilizing that. It'd be important for him to just do his job here with that 3-run lead.
Luke Keishall is next. Cardinals made another change besides Graceffo. It's Jose Fermin, I beg your pardon, who's checked into play center field. Now Keishall's going to challenge.
The batter challenge.
And Iasonia's had a number of challenges tonight, and this one is a strike.
1 left.
So Minnesota has 1 left. They're trailing by 3 runs. Graceffo, a 1.64 ERA, pitching in his 29th game. He's given up 1 earned run in his last 5 outings. 5 strikeouts. Most importantly, 0 walks.
Yeah, that's the key. No free passes.
That was close. But he's in danger of a base on balls here. 3 balls and 1 strike.
And also what's looming is you got to worry about Byron Buxton. He's coming up. He's right after Larnach.
It skipped up there, and Graceffo issues a 1-out walk to the 9th place hitter. So we flip the lineup card. Here's Larnach, then Buxton lurking. Larnach has had a tough night, 2 strikeouts, and he hit into a 3rd inning double play. Larnach's been doubled up now 5 times on the season. Cardinals play him as a dead pull hitter on the infield, straight away in the rain-soaked outfield. In the air center, Fermin's first chance. He'll drift back, all kinds of room, and he'll put that away. So here's Buxton. The best he can do is make it a 1-run game. What a night for him. A homer and 2 doubles, and he scored twice.
Yeah, he's only made 1 mistake, and that was on the base pass. Running into that first out at 3rd base. But he has handled the breaking ball in all 3 plate appearances.
Well, here's a chance for him to do some damage. As we said, 21 homers, 14 of them solos. Not enough traffic on in front of Buxton, as Crooks can't find that. Going to move up 90 feet. That's why the Twins move Buxton to the number 2 spot in the order.
So Jimmy Crooks just trying to glove that breaking ball.
It's really a wild pitch. So a hit could make it a 2-run game. 1-0 count. Center cut, a strike. 17th multi-hit game for Mr. Buxton. That caught the corner. Buxton's going to challenge.
The batter challenge.
And he's right.
Still have one left.
Clemens would be next. Minnesota 1 out left in their 7th. Swing and a miss. There's a good slider. 7 ABS challenges in the game. 6 have been overturned tonight for both offenses. Sefo on the attack. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Did he go? He did not. Full count.
Well, Chip, base open here, but you obviously have the tying run at the plate if you walk him. I think he throws a heater.
It was a slider and it missed, and Buxton takes ball 4. And now Clemens is the scheduled hitter. But first things first, Oliver Marmol is on his way out. You've got Clemens left-handed, Bell a switch hitter, then Royce Lewis. And it's Ryan Stanek, the high-octane reliever for the Cardinals. Ollie wants to end this right here. Let's see if Stanek can do it as the Cardinals protect a 7-4 lead.
Sense.
That's simple human sense.
Next out of the chute is Ryan Stanek to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen. Mark, and boy, as he turned around his first season as a Cardinal.
Yeah, you see the last 15 games, he has made a big-time adjustment. Also carrying the weight of the high-leverage situations.
Let's not fiddle around anymore here. Let's get Clemens, protect this lead. Don't want to have to worry about Buxton in the 9th inning. Got a little bit of latitude, but not a whole lot here. No balls and a strike. Clemens walked and scored in the Minnesota 6th. Stanek's ability to get ahead and use that split finger to end at bats has been noticeably improved.
Yeah, Chip, I agree with you. And also, he has thrown more strikes. He's got to go on the attack, and that's been the better version of himself.
In the air, that's trouble to right. Clemens has tied it. Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you walk people, you're asking for trouble. Minnesota's bullpen did that in the top of the 7th. 2 walks come home in the home half, and we got a new game.
Yeah, it looked like a split finger and just was elevated enough for Clemens to get his 10th home run on the year. Came up big in a huge situation.
So it's 7-7 in the 7th. What a crazy inning. 7 combined runs. 5 combined walks, and all of them have scored. There's a lesson there somewhere. So Bell is up. He's 1 for 3 with a double. So we look ahead to the 8th inning. Wynn, Crooks, Blaze Jordan, then Jose Fermin, the first 4 scheduled. Cardinals' big boppers are going to come up at least one more time. So don't get gun shy here. Take care of this guy and settle for the tie and start over.
Catcher challenge.
Catcher's challenge. Crooks will take a chance. It's a ball.
1 left.
Both teams have 1 left, and it's a full count.
Oh, Josh Bell is a high ball hitter. You got to keep this ball down.
Roll toward third. Blaze has it, and his first chance is handled flawlessly, and that will retire the side. Both managers need some antacids. We do too. 7-7 after 7 in Minneapolis.
No places.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Jack in the Box. Get fired up with the Hot Ones Munchie Meal, and by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. It's a 2-inning shootout at Target Field. We are in the 8th inning. It's a 7-7 game. Minnesota goes back to its bullpen. This is Yandres Gomez to answer the Chevy call.
3 versions of his fastball, also a sweeper. See the velocity there, 95, mid to upper 90s fastball.
He too gave up a run against the Tigers through 27 pitches June 10th. One thing about this Minnesota club, and this I'm sure is exasperating for Derek Shelton, the performances have not dictated any set roles for any of their relief pitchers yet this year. And here we are heading into mid-June as Mason's going to pop one up to second. Minnesota Twins have 11 different pitchers with at least 1 save this year.
Yeah, not identifying their roles. No one's stepping up in those situations. And for Derek Shelton, because of that, it's flip a coin. Trying to see the type of stuff that matches best for the 3 hitters.
Gomez has 5 saves this year. Jimmy Crooks, your batter. His first walk of the season turned into one of the 4 Cardinals runs in the 7th inning. St. Louis had a 3-run lead, but a Cody Clemens 3-run homer has tied the score. The Cardinals, as you know, have been very good in 1-run games. This one might shape up that way tonight. That one right back where it came from, and a topspin rocket into center for Crooks, his first hit of the game. Gomez almost got Charlie Brown on that missile through the middle, and now Blaze Jordan coming up.
And he sat on this sweeper. Watch how he gets that foot down and return to sender. That was a bullet up the middle.
Blaze in his big league debut, an RBI single in his first at bat, has struck out twice since. Last at bat, a little anxious, swung at 3 or 4 pitches that might have been out of the zone before getting caught looking.
Yeah, Taylor Rogers was missing by a lot. Helped him out just a little bit. See him hone into the strike zone here.
That's driven out of play into the 3rd deck. Rain's all but stopped. What bad weather there is, sort of a very light fine mist in the late innings. Couldn't catch 96. It's 0-2. It's even 9 apiece. Minnesota's committed the only error. That was on an obstruction play. Now the 0-2 pitch from Yandres Gomez. That got away from Caratini, and Crooks moves up 90 feet.
Well, you got a tie game, and Victor Caratini is on one knee. Now, you're not going to be able to block a fastball, but you still have to be able to receive it in a situation like this.
I'm assuming that's a pass ball. He got leather on it. And now with Crooks in scoring position, the Cardinals will pinch run Brian Torres, and it's going to be ruled a wild pitch. He missed his spot, but Caratini probably should have caught that. So Crooks will be taken down. The Cardinals, as you know, have 3 catchers on their roster. So much faster runner here for Jordan with 1 out. Blazers battle back to 2-2. Good lead at second. Muddy track, remember, pitch. All the way. That's the other part of the equation. The infield soaked too. Don't forget, anything on the grass, anything in the outfield might be tough for the defenders to handle. Wet baseball in a tie game.
Yeah, Chip, even with a ground ball to the left side, I think Pop Warner is going to probably send Torres around. Just try to be aggressive in situation here.
Ground ball, right side, base hit. Torres is coming to third. He's going to stop. A multi-hit game for Blaze Jordan. Good job by Clemens to get to that ball quickly. He charged aggressively. And now St. Louis first and third with one out. A multi-hit game for Blaze Jordan in his big league debut.
Yeah, he got beat by a couple fastballs in this at bat. Just serves this one to right field. Now they shortened up in the outfield. That was smart. And Clemens comes in really aggressively and a great throw to the plate.
So let's see how the Cardinals play it here. Remember, Lee started the season at shortstop. Now he's playing third. Would you think about a bunt in a spot like this? A fly ball of depth could bring home Torres and give you the lead. So a number of options for St. Louis here.
Yeah, Fermin 250 with runners in scoring position. All he needs is a deep fly ball here.
Minnesota looking for a double play. That's taken low. 1 ball, no strikes. That might have been a let's find out pitch. He did not show bunt. Fermin does not have a sacrifice this year. They give him the right side of the infield if he can poke one that way. You want to elevate something? That's not the pitch to swing at. So a good take. Cost him a strike, but he's still very much alive here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Really wants to stay out of the double play here. So yes, he's very particular in what pitch he's trying to elevate.
Ground ball, knocked down at short. Can't get it out of the glove, and everybody's safe. Gray stopped it, but couldn't get it out of the glove, and the Cardinals take the lead. Are you kidding me?
Chip, we've talked about the defense for the Minnesota Twins, and it's been the errors. This is a really good diving play. First the swing off the sweeper, smashes it to Gray. He just can't get it out. And he understands that he has to hold it there, but a big run for the Cardinals.
So don't forget, the wild pitch paid dividends and an obstruction call, and now Fermin puts the ball in play. It could have been a double play. Instead, St. Louis takes the lead with 3 straight hits, and now the top of the order is coming up as Minnesota goes ever deeper into its beleaguered bullpen. Anthony Banda's the next to come on for Minnesota's relief corps. He answers the Chevy call to the bullpen. He's the 4th reliever and the 2nd of this inning. Weatherholt is your batter. 1st and 2nd for the Cardinals with the lead now. And JJ tonight 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Lefties haven't bothered JJ all that much. They give him the whole left side of the diamond to play with. If you don't play clean in close games, you're asking to get beat. Okay, the Cardinals seal the deal. High strike. Banda's pitched with Arizona. And JJ's going to challenge the strike call. See if he's right.
1 left.
That flips the count to 2-0. Arizona, Tampa Bay, Mets, Pirates, Toronto, Yankees, Nationals, and the last 2 years with the Dodgers for Anthony Banda. who should wear number 007.
Yes.
Just throwing that out there. 2 balls and a strike. Outfield straight away for JJ. Check of Jordan at second. A little looper into left. That's going to drop for a base hit. The Cardinals play it station to station. And this Redbirds offense is shaking and stirring, Mr. Banda, in the 8th inning. Bases are loaded, and Herrera's coming up.
Well, old 007 serves up a fastball, and J.J. Weatherholt stays inside it. Just serves it to left. Doesn't hit it hard, but just dumps it into left field, and bases loaded for the Cardinal offense. And Ivan Herrera.
It's in his last 2 trips to the plate. Lead by 1, need a couple more, I think. St. Louis 12 hits on the night. High pop into shallow right. Drifting out is Lewis. He'll give way to the second baseman. Infield fly on the first pitch. That hurts. Herrera's retired, and now it's lefty-lefty for Burleson, who drew a bases loaded walk last time. So that hurts. Let's see if Burley can pick up his teammate Ivan Herrera. He's homered in 4 straight games, a 2 RBI night tonight. He's up to 50 ribbies on the year. Tons of room in left center. That's how they pitch him. Well, it's dangerous with Burleson. His bat control and the ability, Mark, to let the ball travel, which we saw in New York. That would come in handy here.
Yeah, and if he flips one of those sliders over, take that left center gap. He's done it before.
Oh, what a cut. Let that one travel and just missed it. 1-1 your count. With 1 out, the Cardinals got an infield hit from Fermin to take the lead. Weatherholt a base hit, couldn't advance a runner, loaded him up. Herrera swung at the first pitch. Now they're 2 out. A ball and 2 strikes, a Cardinal at every base. High fly towards center. Buxton retreats, and that fly ball came 1 batter too late. Cardinals get 1, leave them loaded, but have the lead. Middle part of the order coming up for the Twins, but it's St. Louis 8.
Quality Ford dealers.
Well, Ryan Stanek's going to have a multi-inning appearance tonight, it appears. He now will protect a 1-run lead and a new battery mate. Pedro Pajes is now behind the dish. Royce Lewis will lead off. Lewis sac fly, and he unloads first pitch. That's a no-doubter. Stanek has given up 2 homers, and Minnesota ties it again.
Now, we talked about the adjustments he made with that step back. Well, he stepped back, and then he had a bat flip. Tie ball game.
So Caratini is next, and as we said, the more you fiddle around with this part of the lineup, the more you guarantee you're going to have to face Buxton and company in the 9th. So neither bullpen has been very good tonight. Cardinals has allowed 4 runs. Minnesota's has allowed 5 runs. Pitch called a strike. This is going to be challenged. And it just missed.
Left.
And Isonia's had a busy night with the review microphone. 1 ball, no strikes. Martini has a double to highlight his night. And he's going to be robbed by JJ. What a play at second. Huge play for the Cardinals rookie second baseman.
Chip, we've seen so many great plays by the rookie second baseman, but to his left, he is gold. It really feels like that's his specialty. He's worked on the backhand, but that's an outstanding play.
So that calms what's left of the crowd for the moment. Brooks Lee is next. He's 0 for 3. So, Danny, how about that play in a tie game?
Defense, and I recently had a chance to catch up with him and talk about it, and he said it goes all the way back to his Little League days at Beaver Valley, and said my favorite thing to do was just to take grounders, tons and tons of grounders. That was what I did in Little League from 9 to 18. That's the same team he played for. And then in college, he said one of my favorite coaches, Mark Ginther, he was with him for 2 years there at West Virginia. He said he just loved to play catch. He loved to be out in the field, turning double plays and being a part of the action. So it goes all the way back to his Little League days at Beaver Valley, Chip.
Well, he's had a nice night tonight. That could be a game-saving play. Cardinals have left 7 on base. Hope we don't rue that bases loaded situation a moment ago. As a game-tying homer for Royce Lewis in the 8th inning gets this frame started. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and that just missed. That's popped up foul. Guessing JoJo Romero is unavailable tonight. JoJo pitched on the 10th and 11th in New York. There were 37 pitches in those 2 outings, so want to make sure you protect him. Stanek hadn't pitched all that much recently, but has been hit hard tonight. And that's hit hard again. Deep toward right. Stanek has given up 3 home runs. That, unfortunately, will be our Budweiser play of the game. Minnesota has hit 3 homers in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, one on the split finger. Lewis hit the fastball. And you see Lee with that slider taking it out to right.
So it's 9-8 Minnesota now. And Tristan Gray is next. 2 hits for him. Squibb toward third. Blaze has it. Long throw and in time. Good stretch and 2 outs. So we look ahead to the top of the 9th. The Cardinals will have Walker, Nootbaar, and Wynn coming up. Then Pages' spot. In a 1-run game.
Yeah, and Ollie has utilized his whole bench.
So that's what you got the rest of the way. This is Stanek's first action since the Cincinnati series. And he'd been terrific. Just 2 hits over 5 innings before coming into play tonight. But the Twins have played long ball late. No balls and a strike for Keishall. And Luke didn't get that. It's 0-2. And a 29-minute rain delay. After 3 innings, Both Kyle Leahy and Joe Ryan came back to pitch further in game one, as that one is in the dirt, and the flip to first is in time, and that will retire the side. Minnesota hits 2 solo home runs. One ties it, one gives Derek Shelton's crew the lead. Who's going to close it out? Well, the Cardinals have the heart of their order coming up.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to the top of the ninth. The Twins lead 9-8. We'll have the post-game show presented by CarShield after the last out. A ton of home runs in this one. Blaze Jordan in his debut, very good. Alec Burleson continues to hit. Chip, we'll see if the Cardinals are able to have a little more comeback in them here in the top of the ninth.
I'm not counting this team out. They always seem to have a knack for giving you ninth inning excitement. Let's see if Walker can do that. The Minnesota Twins, as we said, have 11 different men with saves. The man that's going to try to earn one tonight is out there. This is Andrew Morris, who has been shellacked of late. Jordan Walker had a bases clearing double his last time up. It looked like the Cardinals were on their way, but Minnesota's come back to take the lead. Morris has given up 7 runs in his last 3 outings. Little squibber, wet baseball. Morris has that. Underhanded flip, gets Walker for the first out. There's the all-important first out for the Twins relief corps. Nootbaar is next. Lars a first at-bat single, and score the second Cardinals run.
Just trying to get on base and setting up the table. And they have some different heroes. That's going to be huge for this Cardinal offense. They've done that in a lot of these big wins.
Minnesota's outfield alignment different here in the 9th inning. Clemens has moved from right to left. Austin Martin is the right fielder, and Orlando Arcia is now playing second. What a crazy game. 9-8, Minnesota leads it. Did he go? Nope. Ball and 2 strikes. 17 runs, 23 hits combined in this game.
Now borderline pitch. They still have an ABS challenge. Nootbaar takes his timeout.
10 different pitchers have worked in this game. Of those 10, only 2 did not give up a run. Roll over toward first. That should be easy, and it is. The Cardinals have 1 out left. Mason Wynn, our final hope. He's 1 for 4. As Mark said, the Cardinals have emptied their bench. Pedro Pages is on deck. He'd love a chance in the 9th. Ground ball to short. And the Minnesota Twins stun the Cardinals in game 1. They hit 3 homers in their last 2 at-bats and beat St. Louis 9-8 in a battle of the bullpens that was a war of attrition tonight.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic. The Cardinals had plenty of opportunities to win this game. Came up with a huge hit by Jordan Walker. Had the separation and couldn't get it done in the bullpen tonight. It's a disappointing loss for the Cardinals.
So Minnesota, I beg your pardon, beats the Cardinals 9-8. We'll regroup quickly and bring you game 2 here tomorrow pitching matchup for St. Louis? Well, it starts with Matthew Liberatore. Danny and Mark will wrap it up with the Cardinals post-game show. We'll get sound from the clubhouse, and we'll see you for Game 2 here in Minnesota tomorrow afternoon, starting at 12:45.